Good evening. Welcome to Soundtracks with Birdman. Tonight, H. Boomer and I, and special guest, Deleted Scenes, making his debut appearance on the Birdman channel. We'll be watching the greatest Superman movie ever filmed, Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. But it may not be the best Superman movie ever filmed. Boomer, what say you?
It's a movie.
It's a movie, okay. And Deleted Scenes, you've never seen this, correct?
I have not.
Okay. Well, what prompted you to watch it tonight with us?
Well, okay. Here's the situation. The other night on another broadcast on another channel, which shall remain nameless because I plan to liquidate everyone involved, brought up Superman 3 and 4. And I mentioned in the chat that I had never seen Superman 4, to which the YouTuber formerly known as Soundtracks with Birdman invited me onto this broadcast. And I just want everyone to know that this is under duress. I was shanghaied into this. Now, actually, at first, I did think that he was joking, but no. Boomer said, "Well, you're joining us Wednesday night, right?" And oh, you were serious. Yes, here I am watching Superman 4 for the first time.
And in my defense, I do not think I've ever joked about a live stream. So, typically, if I say, "Hey, let's do whatever," then it means it's going down. So, anyways, I'm gonna welcome the chat real fast. We're trying to sort out how to get the streaming.
Yeah. Give me a second. Yeah.
Deleted Scenes is in the chat, and he's in the show. How does he do it? Witchcraft, gentlemen, witchcraft. Big Al, how are you? Good to see you, my friend. Danny Pearson, hello. How are you, sir? No, not Danny. Donnie Pearson. Hello. How are you, sir? And Connie Clearly, hello. How are you? Good to see you. Big Al says the Birdman will watch anything. That is not true. I do not watch My Neighbors, and I do not watch bad movies unless Boomer recommends them. So, and I don't really watch horror movies. So I have limits. So, Boomer, are you working out all the technical details in your end?
I'm trying to. There may not be one. Hold on. Let me see.
I think I found it. Now, how long is the cut of this movie?
90 minutes. About 90 minutes.
Okay, yeah. I found it.
It's right at an hour and a half. Unless you can find like the 2 hour and 20-minute version.
No, that does exist apparently. But all right, you're just gonna rent it, Birdman. Deleted Scenes.
I have a way to.
Okay, you have a way. Okay, yeah, just do what you have to do.
Watch.
It's the 90-minute version.
Pirates, baby.
You don't say nothing. We do not endorse anything like that here.
I
want to go on to. I want to go on to say something too about this particular movie. There are much better animated Superman movies than this thing. This is just like I could watch one of those DC Direct animated. This was not good. What was your experience with this, Birdman? I'll give you mine. I think I rented it. Somehow I missed it in the theaters. Okay. I don't know why I missed it in the theaters.
Wasn't in the theaters very long.
Maybe that's why. I probably thought, I want to see that, and then it's not playing, so I rented it, and it's not good. It's not good. Now, I remember the guy that wrote on I think it was IGN DVD when IGN DVD was out. He did this whole article about how he was so hyped for this movie. He bought the magazine, the Superman 4 magazine, and was reading up on the wrestler playing the villain in it, Nuclear Man, and was all hyped. And then he saw the movie.
Dolph Lundgren?
I don't think it's Dolph Lundgren.
Just being funny. I thought it was a child. To me, it was Dolph Lundgren.
No,
is that guy from Rocky?
It's not the guy from Rocky. That would have been cool. It would have been Dolph Lundgren. Yeah, I would have been on board with that. There's a lot I would have been on board with in this movie and in the other movies. But, it's Hollywood, and they can't seem to get a Superman movie right to save their life most of the time.
Probably right.
I am still, and I'll admit now, I'm not even hyped at all for Superman Legacy. We'll see, but I'm just like, I think I'm burned out. I think I've just seen too many just mediocre to bad Superman movies. I just don't think I care anymore. I'm just
You
over
have,
it.
you have lost all hope.
And I don't have the hatred for 3 other people have. It's a very flawed. I'm not even going to say it's a good movie, but there are things in it I liked. I like the whole red kryptonite thing, which they didn't make it red kryptonite because they don't know what they're doing. But he had the evil kryptonite that made him evil, or that was kind of
Right.
neat. I like that. I like the something else in that movie. The love story in Ed O'Toole, that was fine. Considering I found Lois Lane in these movies kind of grating. I kind of liked her in that.
Guys, Judge.
See, the Wolfpack knows this is a dog we're watching tonight.
Ha.
It's a little joke.
Walking by the
Well, I mean,
street.
you got to think there's a couple of good points. As far as I'm concerned, Christopher Reeve is the definitive Superman. He was my generation's Superman for sure.
Yes.
And you have some of the cast from the other films back. You have an Ed O'Toole in this, who's always a treat. So,
Not in this movie.
Well, we'll see.
Mariel Hemingway.
Oh, yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just not.
Well,
You're not feeling
I taped this off of HBO on VHS back in the day, and I enjoyed watching it on VHS because
You liked it more than Superman 3, didn't you?
I never really cared for Superman 3, and
I like
think
how we're arguing over which of the bad Superman movies is the good one and not the bad
I've been
one.
trying to get through Superman 3 for like a week and a half now, and I can watch like 10 minutes at a time. I'm just like,
Richard Pryor's funny.
No, he's not.
You don't like Richard Pryor. I was saying he should have played the prankster. They could have him to play the prankster.
Okay.
No, I guess not. We can't have nice things. We didn't get Brainiac either. We got some stupid supercomputer he creates. And
Tommy Pearson brings up a good point. The score is what I love best about Superman 4. To be honest, that is a very good thing to like about this film. It's a bit of a Frankenstein John Williams score, but it's
I think John Williams in some ways does some better music in this than the original. I thought he did pretty good here.
Oh, okay. Well, let's have that discussion. Okay.
It's a joke. He didn't really do the score, did he?
Well, he provided 3 new themes, and then Alexander Bird integrated them and wrote the rest of the score.
Then he said, "I have to work on Last Crusade. Why am I working on this nonsense? This is." That's why.
I think it was maybe like Empire of the Sun. That was.
I mean, okay. So here's what happened with this movie. Why this is such a train wreck. Canon Films was funding it, and Canon went bankrupt like right before production started.
And they cut the budget over in half.
Canon was known as the company that made a lot of those put out a lot of those Golden Globus movies, like Alan Quartermain and The Lost City of Gold, and Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo, and my personal favorite, Death Wish 3, which is an excellent movie. Which I don't know if we'll ever get to.
Next week.
See, here's the problem: we have Death Wish 2, but Death Wish 2. It's got some icky scenes in it. Like if you thought Death Wish 1 was rough, and apparently there's a bit
worse.
There's like a director's cut of Death Wish 2 that's even worse.
Yeah,
and like they linger on some scenes longer than really, and people thought, well, you already lingered on them in the theatrical version. I'm curious to get the 4K Blu-ray of Death Wish 2 because apparently it includes a television cut on a separate Blu-ray. And I'm curious to watch because the television cut has different scenes. So I'm curious to watch that version because that might actually be a better version than what we got theatrically. I don't know.
Well, hey, Sound Engraver's in the house. She says, "What's up? I can't watch too long. I haven't seen this film yet. Neither has deleted scenes. Would you care to join us and watch along for the first time? Let me know." And another question, Sound Engraver. While I got you here, I was discussing with your future husband, Professor Geek, your wedding present. And he said that the Ernest bedspread was enough. He didn't think that you would like the matching curtains to go with it. But I said, no. Just because Sound Engraver is marrying you doesn't mean she ain't classy. She's going to want the matching Ernest curtains to go with the Ernest bedspread. So if you would like the matching curtains, please let me know below in the comments so I can get you both. Because right now you're just getting the bedspread with the matching sheets. So I feel like you need the matching curtains. Right, Boomer?
I um
Deleted scenes. Come on, matching curtains, right?
it's just
Right.
just remember in Ernest Goes to Jail how the evil Ernest had his apartment set up, and how it looked kind of tacky. Just think, what you don't want,
I, I've never
not
seen the
saying
Ernest
it's
movies, so
you never saw Ernest Goes to Jail.
I haven't. No, I haven't seen any of them.
That's interesting. Uh, so
Johnny Vegas with Ernest stays outside in the living room, and we don't have windows for curtains. Huh? You live in a cave. That's cool. Cave dwelling's the new thing. Um, Ghost Planet Max says hello, everyone. Well, are y'all ready to start this masterpiece of a film?
let's see if deleted scenes is ready. You ready, deleted scenes?
I am ready.
You are ready. Okay, great.
Boomer, are you ready?
Because something tells me that this one's probably easy to come by, even on unorthodox means. I am ready. I'm ready. I'm excited for Superman 4. Why is it whenever they get to this is like the Batman movie track. First one's the best, sequel's pretty good. 3 is not that good, and then 4 is just terrible.
I think somewhere out there's a much better cut of Batman 3.
Here's the deal. Batman 3 is tolerable because of the comedian they have in it by the name of Jim Carrey, just as like Superman 3 is tolerable because the comedian Richard Pryor. They kind of help the
Richard Pryor, a comedian?
Okay, you don't like Richard Pryor for some reason. Okay. Whenever you're ready, we'll hit play.
Okay.
Are you ready?
3,
deleted scenes.
2. Ready. You ready? Deleted. Mm-hmm. 1. Play.
All right. We like the title track.
Now, Boomer, Superman is your favorite film score, correct?
It's my favorite John Williams film score.
The first Superman, right?
Yes. I know what you're saying. How could your favorite film score not be a John Williams film score?
That too. Deleted scenes. What's your favorite film score? Because I have no idea what you're going to say.
Wow.
I haven't seen that movie.
There are so many. Last of the Mohicans is one that's pretty distinctive in my mind.
Okay, we can rock with that. Yeah.
Oh, these titles are not good. Music's good.
It's much better than the opening for Superman 3. That was garbage.
It was terrible. Yeah, no, I'll admit that. No, the whole opening of Superman 3 is awful. In fact, I'll even say the opening of this isn't that bad. I mean, in comparison to that, it's he saves the Russians, which I thought was a nice touch. He's not against anyone on the planet.
One thing I discovered while reading the liner notes to the Film Score Monthly Superman box set, Boomer, which I believe you do not have.
Yeah.
But you really need to get this. This was recorded with 2 orchestras. They originally used an orchestra in Germany, and they were having trouble keeping up with the tempo and hitting all the marks. So then they switched to another orchestra in Great Britain, and they had recorded over 100 minutes of film score. Of course, the movie is only like 90 minutes. And they showed the initial cut of the film, which was much longer, to the test audience, and they didn't like it. So they chopped like half the movie out, not half, but a good portion. And then they had set up to release the soundtrack based off everything. And they decided we're just going to scrap the soundtrack. So until this box set came out from Film Score Monthly, there was no Superman 4 soundtrack.
Really? I'm surprised that they didn't put out a nice big vinyl record when this came out.
They did not.
Because they didn't care.
Titus. No. Such baby.
And then after this, we get the whole sordid death and return of Superman story they wanted to do with Nick Cage, which took forever, and then it never happened.
Or how to spend a bunch of money on a film that never gets made.
Golden Globus, that's a bad sign. When I was a kid, I remember just Showtime would show all of these Golden Globus movies, and they were all they weren't the quality I was used to with other Hollywood movies, and I didn't realize later on that it was, how do we make something big on the cheap? That's what okay, here we go.
Johnny Shannon says the Nuclear Man's theme was the beefed up version of the Emperor's theme. I'd also heard somewhere, I was thinking it was on Jeff Cummings' podcast with Baton, that it was a rejected version of the Devil's Dance from Witches of Eastwick that they reused for this film. But I haven't been able to go back and re-verify it. So maybe I dreamed it up somewhere along the line. But if anyone else has heard that and can just reconfirm what I'm thinking, please let me know.
Are the cosmonauts wearing red spacesuits because they're communists? Is that what I was getting from this?
So they're wearing white spacesuits.
The ones on the inside are in red.
Oh, you're so right. But that guy's wearing white. See?
I'm sorry.
Sound Engraver is concerned that Ian's box of soundtracks isn't stable enough to be sent across to Europe. It's going to get packaged super duper good before it goes out. Fear not, Sound Engraver. Fear not. It's got a lot of CDs in it. How many is a lot? I can't count that high.
CDs are pretty durable. You excited? Deleted scenes about Superman finally showing up, huh?
How did he know to go there? Who knows? But
it's Superman.
That's a good question. I don't know. It actually doesn't make sense, how he shows up certain places, but we don't try to think about that sort of stuff.
He's Superman. It's a comic book.
How's he going to save the one kid, in Ontario falling off the building? It's was he just flying there that moment? I mean, let's not think about
it. Sure. Yeah, good to see you.
Safer singing in here. How does he know all these languages?
He's Superman.
No, it doesn't make any sense. I actually liked on Smallville when Clark Kent he ran into a young Spanish speaking kid, and of course he didn't know Spanish because he doesn't. That's not one of his powers. It's not knowing. He doesn't have the Babelfish power. Know all languages, but whatever. We let it go, right?
So this set right here is actually filmed in England, and they reconstructed the Kent farm because they were too cheap to fly back to Canada to use the one that was still there. I would think it would be cheaper just to fly out to Canada than it would be to rebuild all this. But
I don't know. Maybe they look at this. He's at the Kent farm.
Mm-hmm.
What's he opening up there? Yeah, you better remove the spaceship. Actually, it wasn't a spaceship in the original movie. It was a big meteor, right?
Yeah.
Do I remember this part?
Yeah, Big Al brings up a good point. He was educated about the Earth while in the rocket as a child.
Yeah.
That's how he can say.
Okay, that's how they say they had someone speaking Russian to him, It says you may have to go over to the other side if things don't go so well in America. That's what they say. I don't know. It's okay. Oh, I see. He's getting the last crystal. Okay. Is that his mom?
Yeah, well, it's not Marlon Brando because they didn't want to pay him. That's why he wasn't in Superman 2. They didn't want to pay what he was asking.
It's ridiculous. They finally restored those scenes in the Donner cut of Superman 2. All right. Okay, one thing I will say, Christopher Reeve, Margot Kidder, Gene Hackman, they're all giving it their all. They are playing these parts the way they play them in the other movies.
They only came back because of Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
Hello, Zootopia. How are you? Good to see you, my friend. And Sound Graver brings a good point. It is Big Al's birthday this Friday. He will be having a birthday live stream. I think it starts at 6 Central Time, but verify that, just go to Big Al Presents and check his upcoming shows. It's scheduled for Friday evening.
Oh, look, it's the baby. It's the cradle. He must have tried kicking out of it. See? Uh-oh. Look at this, huh? This is classic Superman right here.
I am.
This,
Mm-hmm. I said about Christopher Reeve, he always looks like Superman. He's playing Superman regardless.
Yeah. No, he is probably the best actor to ever play Superman. I would, and there are other actors I've liked as Superman, both voice and live action. I mean, I thought. Of course, I would argue Tom Welling didn't really play Superman. He played Clark Kent for that whole show, but. Look at that. So I think when I first saw this, I was like, okay, so far so good, right?
Johnny says he thought the special effects were amazing when he was 9. Yeah, when I was like, I guess 14, I thought I didn't see anything wrong with him. I was like, yeah, Superman, woohoo!
There's nothing so far that's awful. They're not great, but they're not awful. It gets worse.
Well, they had originally scheduled 6 months of filming for the flying effects, and they cut it down to 1 month. So
that's not
again.
Good.
That goes back to the budget being over half chopped off.
Yeah, but the problem is all the actors signed up, and Christopher Reeve was on board with this project. He liked the message of the movie, which we'll get into.
He got paid $4 million for this film, plus Cannon had to make a film that he'd been wanting to make for several years before this film. So he came out pretty good. He got his movie made. He got paid $4 million. He got story control of the film. And I don't think the story in of itself is bad. They just gutted the film and with the budget, and they gutted it in the editing room.
Oh, I love this. This is actually funny. I actually like this element. This is Lenny Luthor's car, right? So they all get inside.
That is pretty pimp tacky.
Yeah, I love it. And of course, he's got the remote control. I kind of like that. off a.
I think that really would have killed him, but
yeah, I think it's a little ridiculous that they get up after. Yeah, they shouldn't have done that. It's Lex Luthor. He's not he has no problem killing people.
Zootopia says Christopher Reeve is by far the best Superman. The 78 movie is the best Superman and arguably the best superhero movie. Probably so, yeah. It's kind of hard to compete.
Oh, no.
Ghost Plan says Nuclear Man is a prototype Superboy. He's a clone of Lex and Superman. Yeah, he is kind of like a clone of both of them, isn't he?
It's just dumb. It's Lois Lane.
And this is obviously like the subway in London and not New York.
Well, I figured it's Metropolis. It's like a subway of the future, you know. You know,
Well, that's a good point.
that's what I thought as a kid. Like, okay, well, no, this is like the most advanced city in the United States, right?
And of course,
Oh, what the driver? You liking this so far? Deleted scenes, huh?
Deleted scenes.
well, I
Oh,
mean, you can tell they didn't have. Obviously, they didn't have the budget.
Yeah.
uh,
And I'm willing to bet this sequence was not shot in America.
yeah. Wait, what just happened there?
He stopped the train.
What?
He stopped the train. Because the
Yeah, how
guy,
do you do that? How do you do that?
he turned off the electricity with his foot.
That didn't make any sense, actually, what
How
just
does that not
happened
make
there.
sense? You don't have like a search trigger. You just hit the little
No,
button.
let me explain something to you, okay? One of the things I liked about Superman, the animated series, is that they didn't make him completely invincible. And one of the things that would hurt him is, yeah, he gets shocked with electricity. That'll knock him out a bit.
Okay. Well, this
You
is a
can actually
movie,
hurt
not a
him with
cartoon.
electricity.
Movies are real life, Boomer. Okay, cartoons
That's
are
like
made up.
when Captain Marvel would grab him, he would say Shazam, and the lightning bolt comes from the sky to hit him
Captain
over and over
Marvel
again.
is Marvel.
Yes.
Superman is DC. Okay.
Don't get me started.
Thing.
There's Jimmy
Back me up here,
Olsen.
deleted scenes. Come on, man. Back me up.
Did Jimmy Olsen never get a promotion in how many years he worked there?
Probably
He's
not.
still a Cub reporter, like how many years later? This is
Well, at least he lasted longer than 30 seconds in these movies, unlike the other movie that were nameless.
That Zack Snyder masterpiece.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. It turned out, yeah, in Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice, Jimmy Olsen was working for the terrorists and evil, and then he dies.
Mm-hmm.
uh, you know, Jimmy Olsen was also in the Supergirl movie with Helen Slater.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher Reeve was supposed to be in that movie too, but he
Yeah, there was
backed out.
they couldn't I think schedule wise get him in there. I think that was what the issue was, which was a problem. Again, I feel bad for Helen Slater. I think that they derailed her career a bit.
I think there's a version floating around out that does re-edit him into the movie. Doesn't help matters, but
Oh, interesting. So there was a shot scene with him in it for that movie.
Well, I don't know if they just like deep faked him in or
deep.
what.
Okay, maybe they did that. Yeah, Mariel Hemingway.
Ernest Hemingway's granddaughter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a very 80s sparkly jacket.
This doesn't look like the Daily Planet.
It's kind of like the whole film is just like so sparsely populated.
I should probably turn the captions on so I can. Subtitles English. There we go. Let me read some of this.
That's awesome.
That's a good line. All men like me. I'm very, very rich. The president of what?
the United States, Boomer. It's where we live.
If it bleeds, it leads. Is that supposed to be Reagan?
I don't. I think it's the generic president.
Just generic president. I like the generic president in the MCU better. He was pretty good. I like the actor who played him. Sadler, I think his name was. William Sadler. See, I can tell this was made in England, right? That's an English lady doing an American accent, isn't it?
How can you tell they do it so far?
No, they don't.
Okay, whatever.
I can tell when an English actor is doing an American accent. It sounds too American. See, it's too American. Here we go.
And now Jeremy had a much larger part.
Oh, geez, he wasn't ADR at all. Sorry.
What do you think? No, Superman. Okay. See, no, I mean, there's things in this movie I like. I like this museum piece with the strand of Superman's hair, and it can hold up the with the 2-ton thing, right? That's neat. I like Lenny. I'm sorry, that's funny. You can make a toupee that flies.
Johnny says he thinks that Atari did the special effects for this movie.
They probably. I'll never understand how people are nostalgic over the 2600.
That's the only gaming system I ever had.
It was underpowered for its time.
Okay, it was cool when I was 8 years
coming
old.
out. You know how they sold the Sega Genesis when it came out? Bring the arcade home. That was the idea. I want to bring the arcade home, not get some version of Pac-Man that's just not as good. Look at that. Don't you need the root though to make a clone properly, right?
If you can clone dinosaurs from a mosquito, I think you can clone Superman from a hare.
Well, that's different. That's science.
Valid point.
Here we go. Look at my legs. So bad.
Like I ever stopped.
Is this called Metropolis After Hours?
Sorry, what year was this movie again?
I'm sorry, what were you saying, Delete Scenes?
What year was this movie?
Good question. What year was this?
87.
87. Yeah, this is later 80s.
87. Okay.
And this is Lacey's theme, which is one of the 3 themes John Williams gave us for this film.
You like it?
It's kind of a throwback to a 60s kind of screwball comedy stuff. It's okay. I mean, I think it fits the character. It's just not my personal cup of tea. Like, I don't go back to the 60s scores from John Williams, so hardly ever. They're there. I know they're there. Got them. I just don't. It's not my thing.
See, this just feels off, and it might have something to do with the fact that, he stopped the subway train just like sticking his leg on the track. Sorry, did I say? Yeah, it's fine. Like, I'm expecting like a plane, like a plane's about to crash. He's got to fly up in the air and stop. Well, that happened in Superman 4. That's right. No, Superman Returns. It's just not.
That was an awesome scene.
Yeah, yeah. Still, I remember seeing Superman Returns and being disappointed, but I saw the trailer, the teaser trailer for Spider-Man 3, and I was like, well, at least Spider-Man's still good. I'm going to get a good Spider-Man 3 next summer. Oh. I was so excited. He was looking at himself in the glass, and he had the black suit. I was like, oh, they're going to do the black suit storyline, and then they did, but not really. And then just daughter Lacey Warfield. Well, I said that Superman should get rid of the nuclear weapons, but he don't care. He doesn't care about the planet. I'm just saying. It's just so bad. Yeah. Superman says drop dead to kid. What a jerk. There was a wonderful skit on SNL where I think Jerry Seinfeld was on that episode of SNL, and he was playing Superman, and there was a garbage strike going on in Metropolis, and like the guy interview says, so you think you'll go pick up? I told everyone else I'm not picking up garbage, and like people keep calling in and they keep asking Superman to go pick up the garbage since I guess the you know the waste management is on strike, and he says I'm not picking up garbage, and people start cussing at him over the phone. That's what this reminds me of. This is get rid of the nuclear weapons, Superman. Come on, you can do it. Richard Donner thought this was a terrible idea when he was. If you listen to the Superman, I think one of the commentaries on Superman DVDs, they said, "What was part?" Because he didn't bother watching any of the movies after the ones he did, and they said, "Well, Superman 4 was about, he's going to get rid of all the nuclear weapons." He said, "That's a terrible idea."
I think it's a pretty good idea.
They make fun of this in the pilot for Justice League, the animated series.
That's a cartoon. That's not real life, Boomer.
Okay, well, whatever. It's more real than this thing, and he decides to get rid of all the weapons, and that's when the Martians invade. And like this one guy who you could tell was supposed to be a stand-in for Colin Powell was saying, and thanks to Superman, our only weapons he got rid of all our only weapons of defense against this invasion. And he's like this.
Johnny says Lacey's way higher than Lois Lane. Yes, she is.
I guess I'm not really big fans of. I like the Ned O'Toole best out of the women in these
movies.
Yeah.
I would probably marry her.
I mean, I don't know.
Three choices before me. Okay.
Actually, who am I kidding? I like Zod's lady the best.
No, she got dominatrix for me.
I don't know. I kind of liked her.
Deleted scenes. How about you? You have three choices, so you can only choose one.
Oh well, Winona Ryder, of course. No, damn it.
But I like how you think. So,
yeah, I've always been an Ned O'Toole man.
Okay,
got to be honest.
I thought Alison Brie would have made an excellent Lois Lane. Remember her? I don't know if you ever watched the show Community. Okay, well, I don't know.
She'd be an interesting choice, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Have either of y'all seen the reincarnation of Peter Proud?
No, is that any
you
good?
Don't need to. You don't need to. But anyways, the Lois Lane actress is in that film, and it's whacked. We'll just leave it there.
What Lois Lane actress? Margot Kidder?
This Lois Lane actress.
Yeah, Margot Kidder. The movie I know her. I remember her the most from is Amityville Horror. That's the one. We'll have to do a rewatch of that someday. I don't know.
Well, Halloween's coming up. It'll be here.
Yeah, I don't know. I is that a little toy robot in the background?
It is. And I think it's like a Tampa Bay Buccaneers flag.
I don't know. Oh.
And like
I can see them shooting the whole thing in Tampa.
On the wall.
You know what's funny? It'd be funny if that little robot was like a memento from when he fought the Toy Man, huh? Can we get the Toy Man in the Superman movie once? This is like why they needed more time. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. It's like she what?
It's like she forgets he's Superman.
Or because he used he kissed her at the end of Superman 2, and it had the mind erasing powers with that kiss, so she didn't remember that he was Superman anymore.
Okay, so it doesn't bother her that, as far as she's concerned, Clark just went splat just now.
I don't know. I find it, you're looking at that, and I'm trying to figure out if I can see the wires. I'm just saying, this is terrible.
Well, we're getting the "Can you read my mind" again from first Superman.
Yeah, they needed another 6 months to work on those flying segments. This is terrible. Oh no. This is not good. How is she flying?
She flies now.
Forward momentum.
Like, I liked in All-Star Superman how there's that part where I think he gives Lois this potion or something. She's able to be like him for a day, be like Superman for a day. It was a neat little story they did there, but it was dumb.
I miss these two. I really
Clark
do.
should be down there and like, oh, sorry. I was gonna say Clark should be like coming out of the dumpster on the bottom.
Yeah.
Like a banana peel. That's how. Like, oh, I fell in the dumpster. You okay, Lois? It's like,
Yeah, why'd you toss me off of the building, Clark?
oh no. Actually, it's truth, justice, and the American way, Superman. Don't you forget it. I'm sorry. Oh, I see. He was talking about the individual person. I thought he was talking about countries. This needs to stop. How far are we in this? 30. Okay, we're making good time.
You have 59 minutes left, Boomer.
Yeah, okay. I can deal with it. At least it's not like Alien 3.
That's not a bad looking dinner jacket you've got. I'm just gonna,
No, he dressed well. He's dressed well here. Yeah. No, yeah.
To go back to go off topic to Alien 3 for a minute,
Sure.
I have kind of a weird relationship with that movie because I actually kind of like the theatrical edition.
There are people that like it. Don't worry.
I didn't mind that it went dark, but in retrospect, I understand the issues with it, and I do prefer the assembly cut over it because I think it makes more sense story-wise.
Tarantino likes Alien 3, and I like Tarantino. I just, oh, look. What a scoop. Yeah, you'll finally get that promotion after how many years? This is ridiculous.
See, again, there's not many people in this scene, is there?
Timmy, I'll get rid of all the nuclear weapons.
Hello, Lady Mist. How are you? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well tonight. We are at the... What's our timestamp, Boomer?
We are at the 31 and 0.50, 31.53, almost 32-minute mark. Okay, there you go. Does Metropolis seem too sunny in this?
Kind of. I think it's because all the buildings are short.
Maybe that's what it is. And to be fair, I'm used to the Metropolis from Superman the Animated Series, which I think was based on San Francisco. But I don't know.
So this is basically Amazing Grace and Chuck, then.
I get. Oh, this is so bad.
And I know that I just brought up a movie that even fewer people saw than this movie, but...
What movie is that?
Amazing Grace and Chuck.
That's a movie? I thought you were referring to the TV show.
And Amazing Grace and Chuck was this movie where this kid won't play Little League Baseball anymore unless there's like total nuclear disarmament, and this NBA player basically decides to quit along with him, and the snowballs into this.
Oh, all the entertainers are going to quit until they get rid of the nuclear weapons.
Very ludicrous plot.
Just want to bring up the budget. Like we had discussed, it was supposed to be $35 million, and of course they cut it to $17 million at the start of filming, which hurt. The box office for the U.S. was 15.6. The world total was 36.7. Domestically, this was number 69 that year in the box office rankings. Just not very good. If you're asking, well, what were the top 10 films from 1987? Domestically, in order, 3 Men and a Baby, Fatal Attraction, Beverly Hills Cop 2, Good Morning Vietnam. What the hell did I write there? Oh, Moonstruck. Yeah. The Untouchables, Secret of My Success, Stakeout, Lethal Weapon, and Witches of Eastwick to finish out the top 10. And again, so Superman finished 59 places further down the list.
Beverly Hills Cop 2, solid sequel.
It was number 3 for the year.
People didn't like it. Not as good. It's a solid sequel. It's fine. Beverly Hills Cop 3 never needed to happen.
I didn't know that Fatal Attraction was the number 2 film that year. That kind of shocked me.
I'm surprised. Like I said, you could have R-rated movies that were the big movie of the year. I mean, back in the day. Look at that. So I guess the Soviets are getting rid of theirs.
As a child, this made perfect sense. You just have like a giant net in outer space, and you just throw all the missiles in there, and then you toss them in the sun. Oh, that makes perfect sense.
Who built the net?
Superman did.
I bet the UN and each country had to do their own section, right? I'm sorry. This is just. It'd be funny if he missed and sent it back down to the earth. I'm sorry. I just got that.
Haha, I saved the world. Yeah.
I'm waiting for it to hit the moon and the moon blows up or something. Just. Okay.
Does anybody like his penthouse? It's a bit ostentatious for me.
So no Otis, no Miss Tessmacher. Too bad. I missed them.
No, we just get Jim Broadbent.
Yep.
Deleted scenes. Do you have the Superman soundtracks at all?
Unfortunately, no.
You don't have any of them?
No, none of them. And I was then kicked off the panel. No.
No, I won't kick you off the show.
No. In retrospect, it does surprise me that I don't have a copy of at least the first movie, but.
Well,
Lowling recently did a 3-disc set. I think it's 3 discs. It's probably like the one to buy. It's like the definitive original Superman.
Yeah, it's a good one. I think I have that edition.
The Film Score monthly box set they did. It's got 1 through 4, and then it's like some cartoons that came out. This is like 8 or 9 CDs. This is a lot of music. And no AI. I have not listened to the whole thing. Before you ask me. But the big selling point for this was at the time, this was the only way to get a Superman 4. Since then, La La Land has released a 2-disc set of Superman 4. That's quite good. If you don't want to spring for this entire set, you can just get Superman 4 that way. And it actually helped to drop the price of this in the secondary market. This thing was going for stupid money for the longest time.
Plus, it includes the Superman 3 soundtrack, right?
Yeah, because Superman 3 and Superman 4.
Now, I'm sorry, you're seeing this for the first time, aren't you, Deleted Scene? So you're not understanding what Lex is cooking up here, are you?
Dinner.
Well, he figures, you know, you take Superman's DNA, you take whatever that is. I always try to figure what is that.
Johnny says, "Oh, and they sold out of the most recent release for Superman. I thought they still had some in stock. I'll take your word for it. I haven't looked in a while, but I mean, you're probably right. They probably have sold out."
Oh God.
Is he making like a little supervillain costume with what he was doing there?
Mm-hmm.
And now you're gonna put it on the last nuclear weapon going to space. So you know, I guess from the nuclear explosion in the sun, you get. Well, you'll see. I don't want to spoil it for you. Deleted Scenes. This is some good stuff here.
No, it's fine.
Notice how you just can walk wherever you go on in disguise, and they just okay. He's top brass. Okay.
Well, he was a Marine in real life, was he? Was he not?
Who? Gene Hackman?
Hackman, yeah.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
He was in Korea. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Johnny says, "Yep, the Supermans are completely sold out." So there's secondary market, people. eBay, Discogs.
Let me know when La La Land re-releases the Beverly Hills Cop 2 soundtrack.
I thought Entrada did. Or am I thinking of 48 Hours? I think I'm thinking of 48 Hours.
48 Hours. It's not the same movie, okay?
Right.
Honestly.
Are you sure it's not the same movie?
It's not the same movie. It's got Nick Nolte doing his, you know, I can barely understand.
But he always does it, right?
Oh.
Now, remember, people, they cut out the first Nuclear Man because somewhere in between here, there was another version of Nuclear Man played by Clive Mantle, and it's just completely gone.
And did Superman fight that Nuclear Man?
He did. He fought him in the street, and there was a nightclub scene where he was on a date with Lacey, and there was this big subplot about like a love triangle between Superman and Lois and Clark and Lacey, and it just got like weird and like polyfluid, whatever the kids call it nowadays, and it was weird. They cut all that out, along with the first Nuclear Man.
So what do they we forgot to give you one in the big batch. You got to do this one last nuclear bomb. Here we go. It blows up. Wait, what's going on here?
Just like that, you got Dolph Lundgren hot off Rocky 4.
It's not Dolph Lundgren.
All blondes look the same. Okay?
No.
The alternate ending to 2001.
Yeah, right.
Big Al bringing us some history lesson. Gene Hackman left home at the age of 16 and lied about his age to enlist in the Marine Corps. He served 4.5 years as a field radio operator. Wow.
Yeah.
Got some jazzercise going on, huh?
Did you ever jazzercise, H Boomer?
I'll plead the fifth there. Anyway.
I've lost all respect for you.
Whatever. It's about getting fit. Come on.
There's other ways to get fit, like chopping wood and plowing a field.
I love how he plays Clark, though. Just he doesn't give up on the character of Clark. See, in the 80s, it was all about fitness, you know? I love this. Now, the in the script, this was supposed to be, you know, the old comic strip when you look at the magazine about the guy getting the sand kicked in his face. It says, buy some barbells and build yourself up. It was supposed to be like inspired by that, this whole scene.
So, deleted scenes. Are you totally hating this movie, or?
At the time, it's one of those movies where I can understand why, like a 9-year-old at the time, I'd like it.
We're not at the bad part yet.
Do you think this movie would have been better if Wes Craven had directed it?
Yes.
Because they asked him, and he actually sat down and talked with Christopher Reeve, but they didn't.
He might have been able to. He might have been able to work within a budget too, because horror movie directors know how to
work within a budget.
How to work within a budget. That might have been something. I love Lex's taste in women. Why are they dressed in the 17th century or something?
You got to pay extra for that, Boomer. You know.
I suppose so.
Johnny, you liked the double date scene between Clark, Superman, Lois, and Lacey. I thought it was kind of silly.
No, we'll get there.
You don't think it's silly,
Here's our villain. Come on, you're in the villain part, man. Look, here's Nuclear Man.
Yeah, we get Nuclear Man theme, which is rocking.
Did John Williams wrote that?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the dogs know a dog.
Well, Titus has been outside all day running around, and he's got to spend some crate time. He needs to calm down for nighttime.
Yeah, well, you are what? This is terrible. They get Gene Hackman, I guess, because it's part of his DNA. So, oh no. See, this is so dumb.
Well, Gene Hackman recorded the voice before they even got the actor.
You like spinning John Cryer here, deleted scenes, huh?
No. Throw him back up there. Spin him around some more.
This is so bad. It has a decent cast, actually. I'll say that. You got John Cryer, Gene Hackman. I mean, this is not. That's probably what they spent all the money on. Was to keep the cast.
Christopher Reeve got $4 million for this.
Oh,
whoops. Looks like Rocky Horror blew a gasket.
Yes.
And because this movie bombed and Canon Films went bankrupt, we never got that Spider-Man movie they were working on.
Canon. I'm glad we didn't. Yeah, because Canon was supposed to do a Spider-Man. That was the one that James Cameron wanted to make that Spider-Man movie in the worst way. He wanted to do a Spider-Man movie. Actually, Lex was pretty smart. He built in a vulnerability. That was smart. He learned his lesson with Zod. You Clark's not going to know. No. I'll say this though: the double date scene. I think it's the last time in this movie where it feels like a Superman movie.
Really?
Well, because this is something you could see. Yeah, it's kind of corny, but it's him doing. I have to be on this double date with the two of them at once, so Clark has to find an excuse to leave. Then Superman shows up. It's the usual thing. See, now they're going to yell at Superman for weakening the national defense. See, there we go. That's. Okay.
I give him this. He never sleepwalks through these movies.
No, that's the thing. I give all the actors in this movie credit, especially Christopher Reeve. They're not phoning in the performance. They're taking it seriously. I mean, it's he's this is probably why he will probably be the best Superman. I mean, I don't know who they're going to get next, but I mean, he never phoned it in. You're right.
I still think there was a good story here. It just wasn't. I mean, obviously, wasn't executed well. But I think
because it's an effects-driven picture, and they have no money for effects.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like script-wise, like if there just throw something in the storyline where the world is actually right on the brink of just a nuclear holocaust, and Superman steps in to fix something, but then Lex Luthor comes in to try to help it along so he can make more money somehow. I think there would have been a really good story here because you and I, Boomer, we grew up in this time and we lived in fear of Russia and America nuking each other. I mean,
yeah, and that was always a fear of mine too.
I mean, War Games. Hello, I
remember War Games. That's a better movie than this. I'm sorry.
From a geopolitical thriller standpoint, definitely is.
No, just from a general movie standpoint, this is.
And that too. Okay, but the film score wasn't that great. So.
Oh, look, her duck is burning. Is that what happens?
Don't the ladies say that to you all the time, Boomer? Like, how can you be so square yet so delicious? And you just go, I'm just the microwave pot pie of your dreams.
Ew, I don't. You don't know me very well. I do not like microwaves.
Okay. I was trying to be funny. I would hope you would never say that to a lady because
oh my goodness,
you'll never have a second date.
What's he doing? They don't even have the You know what he did in the other movies? He would go through the revolving door and turn to Superman. We can't afford that here though, so he has to run through into a car and change into him and
he
run
did that
out.
in the third one as well.
Stupid.
Just saying that happens in the third one.
No money. They have no money. See, deleted scenes. You haven't gotten to the worst parts yet, though. That's the thing. It's coming.
What is the worst part, Boomer?
It's about it's going to show up. It's when the Nuclear Man shows up. That's when the movie just catapults off a cliff. All right.
Yeah, I am aware of something that's going to be coming up. So
the Statue of Liberty does look pretty bad, as does the Great Wall of China.
So bad. This whole double date with Lois ain't working. He should have called up Batman and says, pretend to be me or something.
How would that work exactly?
I don't know. It worked at a trial or something.
Okay.
Like, I think Batman was able to disguise himself as one or the other, I think, or something.
Is anyone looking forward to The Flash?
Deleted scenes, you answer.
Well, I tell you what. If somebody would just send me like a supercut of all of Michael Keaton's scenes,
it's coming, my friend, to YouTube. I guarantee you.
I'll just leave it at that.
I don't know. I have to admit, I was looking at the release schedule this summer, and I'm like, this is. There are a lot of like non-starters here for me. Oh, here we go. I like this part actually. You're the only one. I have my own private secret. Michael. This was clever. Him using. Yes, this is all good stuff here. This is what I like to see. Lex Luthor with a maniacal plot to blow up a building unless Superman comes to meet him. Of course, did he do that in the first one? He was doing something similar, so they probably just ripped that off.
Yeah. Yeah, he had like a dog whistle thing.
I just want to. I look. I already laid out how I would have reduced DC in a cinematic universe. One thing is big. One is Wonder Woman movie set during World War II. That would be happening. This World War I nonsense. I'm sorry. It's weird because I look at him. It's like a member of the Brat Pack.
Yeah. But what if they had gotten Anthony Michael Hall?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I love the way he talks to Luther. It's just he's so on point. It's just, oh no, no!
Someone got a pedicure.
Oh, this is so bad.
Do you like the Nuclear Man theme, Boomer?
What?
Do you like the Nuclear Man theme?
It's fine.
Fine. Deleted scene, same question, different answer, maybe?
Yeah, the music's not the problem.
Music's not the problem. The acting, well, I can't speak for Nuclear Man, but the other acting's fine in this. This is Gene Hackman acting like a pro as Lex Luthor, Christopher Reeve acting like Superman is supposed to act. This is fine. This is what I want to see. I don't want to see.
So if they had kept the budget, let's say they just dropped the budget to $30 million. So they dropped it $4 million.
I think if it had a proper budget, this would have been good. I'm not going to say it would have been a great movie, but it would have been good, passable Superman movie, which I would have enjoyed. The effects are what really kill this movie. It's different than what kills Batman and Robin, which is just
Tone.
every 15 minutes. Is horror. I think of a reason to stop playing the movie. Oh,
Do you think if they hadn't like taken like 40 something minutes out of the film, it would be more coherent? Would that help you? Could you overlook the special effects if you had a more coherent story?
Well, I don't know. I mean, they could have just had it be Bizarro, and I think that's what the original plan was. Just give us Bizarro.
So you don't like Nuclear Man at all?
No, I don't think he's a good villain. The guy on the audio commentary, the screenwriter, said that when he shows up, he's like a villain out of a Steve Reeves Hercules movie. It's not. I don't know if I even like the Nuclear Man theme now that I'm thinking about it. I'm just Great Wall of China.
The miniature works pretty good, though.
That's an interesting thing, though. Oh, you like this effect? It's a great effect. And of course, he can just reassemble the Great Wall of China with his other laser beam thing. This is another made up superpower that doesn't exist.
Come back here, Lundgren. I mean, this guy.
Yeah, that guy. That's terrible. Him getting frozen in the ice crystal thing. It's another bad effect.
I think this is a pretty bad effect with the volcano.
Yeah, because it looks like a kid's fifth grade science project. Oh no. Again, why is Nuclear Man doing this?
Because he can. So would this actually work in real life to just thaw a mountain in two, drop it in the volcano, to plug it up to keep it from blowing up? Would that actually work?
I don't know. I hate to bring up Superman the animated series, but he was clever in how he would stop things.
Hmm.
Like I know when Darkseid was trying to make the Earth turn into like some kind of fire pit hellscape, he did something where he was able to let the ocean water into the thing by drilling holes all over the place, and it was interesting. Use the freezing breath, yeah. Again, he knows all the. I forgot the computer taught him all the languages of the world, right? Oh, here we go.
Okay, is this the worst part for you, Boomer? The fight here with the extra long nails?
It's oh no. It's a Metropolis.
I think the Statue of Liberty thing is probably like the worst looking scene for me.
Oh no.
Hey, stop that! Now I'm going to have to put that back.
I know. It's
Oh, God.
this is so bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Maybe it's not just the effects. Maybe it's just this.
No. Oh, God.
Uh,
Grr. This is my angry face.
I don't know.
It's not solid. What the hell?
It's so bad.
I mean, this had been on the Sci-Fi Channel. You know, it would have been like, this is really good special effects for the Sci-Fi Channel.
It's listen to me. Superman the movie came out like right after Star Wars, and it was one of these movies that was a big benchmark special effects movie for its time, right? Like
And
Star
yet,
Wars
at the time,
was
it was
like,
the most expensive film ever made.
yeah, and now we're here, and it's okay though. I liked how in the '80s George Lucas, you know, I guess could pick any Marvel character to make a movie out he wanted, so he picked Howard the Duck.
I enjoyed Howard the Duck.
Okay, no, what?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was
There's
a cool
half
movie.
there's half a good movie in there, and then the other half is awful.
Okay, well,
Oh, that was bad.
First half is all right. I actually think it's kind of funny, but then it gets stupid with the alien overlord nonsense, and I'm just stop.
John Barry did the film score for Howard the Duck.
John Barry did a lot of films. John Barry did the film score for Star Crash.
That's a good film score, by the way. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Okay, yeah, it is.
Deleted
Star
scenes. Have you
Crash.
seen Howard the Duck?
I'm sorry?
Have you seen Howard the Duck?
Have I seen Howard the Duck? No.
Yeah.
What?
Well,
how'd you escape that in the '80s? You must have been an HBO.
you know what's happening next week?
I don't know when we're doing Howard the Duck. It's going to happen at some point. So bad.
I won't say it, but the invitation is open to you, my friend. If you want to come on next week, you're not being forced, okay? If you say no, you're not going to wake up with a horse's head in your bed or anything again, okay? So, but if you want to do Howard the Duck next week, I'm sure Boomer would love to watch Howard the Duck.
We're not doing Howard the what? At some point, we got to get to the Lost Boys.
Big Al will watch Howard the Duck with us, I'm sure.
Yeah, the Lost Boys.
Here we go. Daddy, stuff it.
And apparently there was a lot more cut out between Lois and Lacey in the original version of the film. And maybe their relationship kind of made more sense. Here, like one scene, they're like cat fighting, and then they're like friends the rest of the movie.
Oh no. He's sick because he got scraped by Nuclear Man, you know. It's funny on the audio commentary the guy has screamed like, was this supposed to be like a euphemism or like a a thing for like an analog for AIDS when he's sick like this? Like he says, no. He's just he just
I have an interesting story about that. Actually, nails and getting scratched. Very interesting story.
Tetanus?
No. Since you asked, I'll go ahead and share it. Back in college, I went out with this girl. She was a hostess at Fridays.
Oh, okay.
And odd enough, she was the daughter of my second grade teacher. It was weird.
Okay.
But anyways, she like stuck her fingers down my throat and she scratched the back of my throat. And I got sick. And then like 6 to 8 weeks later, I was in the hospital with mono and I almost died. So,
okay.
Moral of the story is,
what?
Don't let a girl with long fingernails stick her fingers down to the back of your throat and scratch you because you will get sick and you can end up in the hospital for 2 weeks in isolation all alone.
Okay, yikes! That's
I know
that's kind of terrifying. That kind of freaks me out a little bit.
And to like relate this back to Superman even more, The second week I was in the hospital was the week that Christopher Reeve had his riding accident and got hurt.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that was horrible. That what happened to
Yeah.
him.
So long fingernails hurt Superman, long fingernails hurt Birdman, and we're both in the hospital at the same time. That's just like weird, right?
How old was Margot Kidder at this point?
Old enough to date.
No, in this movie.
She's old enough to date. You go on a date with her.
I'm just never mind.
Because I think in actual life she was like a few years older than him, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Not that disqualifies.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with an older woman as long as she's not over like a year older than you. I mean, that's fine. Titus, baby, you've got a bone.
So what do you get? Radiation poisoning?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
I'd imagine that would do the trick. You could probably get you know.
Boomer, you got a timestamp?
Yeah, hold on. It's 1 hour 1 hour 9 minutes 52 seconds, almost 1 hour, almost 1 hour 10. All right.
Okay. And Ghost Planet Max brings up a very good point. We need the extended version with all the cutscenes. I think that would be pretty cool.
No.
We could come back and do that next week with all the scenes added in.
Apparently, there is an edition of Superman, the first Superman movie, with every scene in it. It's like the television cut, like they combined it's like some super long cut. But some people argue that sometimes there's a reason why you cut scenes out. Like they say, some of the extended comedic stuff with Lex Luthor, it goes on too long and it's not as funny because of that. And it's just I do like this. You're fired.
Hey, Big Al, do you want to do Howard the Duck maybe next week with deleted scene? Boomer and myself, maybe. Throwing it out there.
Oh my God, we're not doing Howard the Duck next week.
No, okay.
Just we'll get to it.
Okay.
Never. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, you pick the movie, Boomer. You pick the movie.
What do you mean I picked the movie? Now it's on me because I didn't want to go with Howard the Duck.
It's all on you.
Howard the Duck has Leah Thompson at least.
It does.
Yeah. Do you have the novelization for this film, Boomer?
I do not. Is it good?
I don't know. I'm just guessing it's probably got all like the parts that are chopped out in it.
What is going on here? Is he like aging now?
Yeah, he's getting sick. He's gonna die.
That's the radiation poisoning, yeah. Meanwhile, Sparkle Bat's over here.
Yeah, Sparkle Bats. There you go. He's floating up. He's floating up. Look at that.
Why is the villain a Sparkle Fairy, guys? Come on.
Well, this pioneered it, dude. This was like the first one. This is like Stephanie Meyer saw this and said, I have to make vampires like this now.
It's just where it started.
Oh, I like her. Yeah.
And I'm sure this guy was just doing what was in the script, but I'm evil. I'll crush you.
Wait a minute. How is he back now?
Oh,
How did
yeah.
Superman come back? He was like on death's door. Now he's all right.
I think that's another cut scene. That was
Was that the
Yeah.
was that the crystal, the green crystal? Like he. All right, you can take this green crystal and ingest it, but there'll be nothing of Krypton left. But you'll be okay again. This is so bad. This is so bad. This is so bad.
Robert Urich would not be happy.
Why are they floating? Why is that a power?
pretty
What
cool
is
power.
also what does Superman do with his eyes that makes him lower? They're making stuff up, and it's
called
annoying
fiction.
me.
All fiction is made up.
No. Here's the thing. This is what I didn't like about later Doctor Who was like, oh, it's timey-wimey, blah blah. No, there need to be rules set in place of what the hero can and cannot do, and don't just make stuff up. And that's the problem with these movies. I kiss Lois Lane and she forgets who I am. No, that doesn't work. That's a made up power. That was not a thing. Dun, 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 dun.
Did you like Hans Zimmer's theme for Man of Steel, Boomer?
It's all right.
It's all right. Deleted scenes.
Yeah, I liked it.
It's not as good as this theme, but it's all right.
No, but
it didn't offend me. I'll put it to you that way.
No.
All right. I wish I had accompanied a better movie. That would have been good. All right, I'm going to put you on the moon. All things are settled. Oh, wait, the sun's coming up over the moon.
Can't even just like build them up in like a concrete coffin and it's good to go?
I don't know.
As long as it's completely airtight, no sunlight's getting in.
You got to set that flag straight.
they get to the moon. Dr. Manhattan's up there.
Oh, no. No, the flag got knocked down. What was that?
I think he's growling.
Does sound design cost as much as regular effects? Because maybe it could be better here if it doesn't cost that much. I'm just saying, this is just...
My skull's not coming out yet.
Apparently, there was a comic book was there a comic book adaptation of this? Maybe it's better.
I'm sure there was. I mean, I don't know why DC wouldn't have done a comic book.
You notice how Nuclear Man, I don't think he ever showed up in the comics, did he? I mean, I could be wrong, actually. I'm not an aficionado. Maybe Big Al knows. Did Nuclear Man ever show up in the comics?
I only read Marvel.
I know you only read Marvel. This is like something out of the $6 Million Man. This is
Like when he fought Bigfoot.
well, there's all the slow motion stuff in here. This is like, oh, this is so bad.
It's like wrestling.
Da, da, da.
I did think this was kind of hokey, just hammering him into the ground. I'm like, you can't do that with Superman.
Now he's burying him. How much time is left on this? 10 minutes. Okay. At least it moves fairly quickly.
It clips along,
Less sensationalism. This isn't modern news media.
So, like, deleted scenes on a scale of 1 to 5, like, where would you rank this? If the first Superman is a 5, this would be a...
Oh, this is a 2 or under. Easy.
Okay. Where would Superman 2 be?
It's probably like about a 3.5, 4.
Yeah, that's about right.
And Superman 3 would be like a negative 5 million?
It's not that bad.
Okay, whatever.
I didn't think 3 was.
Have
Have you seen it recently? I mean, like,
I might. No, I haven't seen it since then. So.
Okay.
Okay,
It's
so
like
we'll just leave here then. Bye.
Everybody ranks on Superman, Terminator 3, and I'm like, well, yeah, it's not perfect, but it's still better than any of the other sequels that came after it. At least there's some competent action scenes in it. So what's he going to do with Nuclear Man now? He's going to send him into a nuclear power plant?
yeah.
Oh, Meltdown. Good one, Clark.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking, what is this like?
Wow.
How'd you know this would work?
See.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay,
And Superman
I'm sorry.
bravely most Chernobyls.
Yeah, I know. It'd be funny if that was Chernobyl and he's the one that did it. I'm sorry. Oh. It just kind of ends. There's no. What's the big finale with him and Nuclear Man?
The sets in Superman Returns are a lot nicer than they are in this.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah. Like the Day of the Planet looks really nice in that film.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's just, yeah, it looks terrible. Clark, same old Mr. Kent. He'll never change.
He changed.
There he is. Look at that. There's Superman.
I think this film's got a good message, Boomer.
Yeah, at the end it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not against
Special effects are very good.
I'm not against peace. Oh, here we go.
See, we got the old March of the Villains from Superman 1 here, which is always delightful.
Which
Needs to get
I would have
playtime.
liked more of that in this. We get it here. Boys Town. Boys Town, really? Wasn't that a movie?
Mm-hmm.
Well, no better place to lie low than in a prison, Luthor, right? What?
He said, "See you in 20." That's kind of right, because Superman Returns was like 19 years later.
Oh, no. Okay, are we over? Are we going to get the thing with him flying and smiling at the camera? See, the dog is howling again because it knows a dog when it knows.
He needs to sell Sue because it's bedtime.
No, I'm saying that this is a dog of a movie. Next up, Star Trek for the Void.
Scene, your first time viewing. What are your thoughts?
All right. Well, obviously, this is a movie where the budget hurt it. And it hurt the special effects. And obviously, there was a lot that was cut out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot.
But, yeah, this isn't good. Yeah, its heart's in the right place. There are things to like about it, but it's not the sum of its parts.
Well, I hope you feel like you weren't tortured for the last hour.
No.
Best $4 you ever spent, right? Oh no, never mind. You didn't. Okay. You found other ways.
I was kidding earlier. I was perfectly fine being on this show and seeing this. And hey, I got to see this movie that I had. I got to see it for myself when I kind of unjustly avoided it before. But
unjustly, it's not good.
But the point was before. I always said it wasn't good without seeing it. Now I've seen it, and I said, okay, there's good points. The music is good. Wish there was more of it.
It's out there.
The actors don't sleepwalk through it. That's for sure. they brought their A game. It's just that they brought their A game to a D-list filmmaking.
I enjoy this movie more than any Michael Bay film I've ever seen.
13 Hours is solid.
13 Hours is good. So. Yeah. 13 Hours is probably his best movie.
Yeah. We should watch The Rock next week. I'm kidding.
The Rock's good. The Rock's good too.
The Hans Zimmer score, that sounds like Hans Zimmer during that time frame. It's just, Hans Zimmer on, Xerox.
All right. So you have access to HBO Max, right? So I'll see if I can find something on that. That's not Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck.
Yeah. Oh no, Howard the Duck. Actually, I wonder if that.
Come on, sing it with you, deleted scenes. Come on.
No, we're not doing the Howard the Duck song.
Come on, Batman would do it.
What is this on? It's on Amazon Prime. Do you get Prime, Birdman?
Do what?
Howard the Duck's on Amazon Prime.
I don't have Amazon Prime.
Oh well then. Anyway.
And that's the film. Thank you, Can Films, for butchering Superman 4. What could have been, what should have been. We will never know. Boomer, what you got coming up this week?
I am on a stream with Troy on Friday.
Okay.
Where we will be. What are we doing this Friday? Oh, we're doing a rewatch of the original theatrical edition of Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. So I've heard of that. That's a movie, right?
Yes, it's a movie with a subpar score, but other than that, it's pretty good.
Okay.
I'm just
check that out. Billy, it seems what you got coming up.
Well, I have a show on Sunday nights called Unscripted. Woo-hoo! That is the official lead-in to Geeky Geezers.
Yes, which I do on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. And I also have a late-night show called The Other Side of Midnight, which is a kind of a late-night open mic chill stream kind of thing.
You need to check that out.
Past my bedtime, but you can always catch the replay.
It is. And I also do film and television reviews. I have reviews out now on my channel for Sisu and Kandahar, so check that out.
Oh.
Well, I will be on Big Al's birthday party bash this Friday at some point. I'm not sure at what point, but then I got like a private watch party with Sword and Pen on Friday, unless it gets moved. We're doing Empire of the Sun. And then next week, I guess we're doing Howard the Duck, y'all. Right?
We'll get
maybe
to
not.
it,
maybe not. Probably
maybe
something.
Postpone it a little bit because we just did Alien 3 and this, and I can't do another turkey. Okay, I can't. You want to do Batman Forever next week, huh? Well, are you going for broke, huh?
That's the one with Val Kilmer.
Yeah, Val Kilmer. No, I'm kidding. We're not doing that one next week.
No, Elliot Goldenthal did the score to that. It's kind of falls to the walls,
Yeah, it's kind of something. It's just I don't care.
Okay.
What do you mean sound to score? I thought the soundtrack with that Seal song, just
from
God, a Rose by the Grey. You don't like that song?
That was the summer I had the mono and almost died.
Did you take your date to see Batman Forever? And
it's like that was like all that was on the radio, and that was all that was on VH1. I was like, could someone please just shoot me? I don't like that song. That's where that story was going. I don't care for that song.
I don't know. Maybe it's time for another Bond movie. What do you think, huh? I think HBO has all the Bond movies.
Want to do Casino Royale?
Fine. We'll do Casino Royale.
Well, I mean, if it's just a fine, then, we could find something else.
It's fine. Let's just get it over with. Let's do Casino Royale. Oh, I didn't have a problem with Casino Royale. I in retrospect, though, I'm starting to think the Daniel Craig era was a mistake. But Casino Royale on HBO Max? It's not on HBO Max, dude.
Is it not?
Oh, yes, it is. Is it? Hold on. What's it on? Prime
Thank
Video.
you, Donnie Pearson.
It's on HBO Max. We can do Casino Royale.
Donnie Pearson, thank you, H. Boomer and Deleted Scenes, for being on tonight. So next week, remember, no matter which side you're on, we're all human beings. So
let's do 2 hours, 24 minutes.
Casino Royale's 2 hours and 24 minutes.
We don't have to do that one if it's too long for you. We can do
No, I
something
didn't
else.
say that. I didn't think it was that long.
It's a long sucker because
It does have Miss Eva Green in it. So.
She's nice. She's easy on the eyes.
Okay, so Casino Royale next week.
We'll do Casino Royale. Yeah,
okay,
let's do Casino Royale.
So it is. So it shall be.
I can't keep shooting everything down. All right, we'll do Casino Royale. Oh, they have the Living Daylights on there too.
Really?
Yes.
You
can think about it.
Do you want?
Which would you rather do? No, you decide. I pick Bond. You pick which one.
Living Daylights has got a great John Barry score. Casino Royale's got a great David Arnold score. So I'm good on the way. I do think Timothy Dalton is the best James Bond, though. So
why don't we do Living Daylights?
Okay, Living Daylights.
Living Daylights. That's a plan. All right.
Okay. And then we can do Casino Royale next week.
We could if you want. Yes.
All right. Cool. Next 2 weeks. Bond time. Okay. Living Daylights. Casino Royale. Cool.
Sounds like a plan. All right.
I do not have a Walther PPK, but I do have the 6 hour version thereof, so I may break that out for next week.
Yeah, we'll do Living Daylights. That sounds like a plan. All righty, then.
All right. As always, adopt, don't shop. Keep listening to Great Film Scores. Thank you, everyone, for coming by. I still think Superman 4 is an enjoyable film. I'll watch it if I'm home. And
no,
I think I find it enjoyable. It's not perfect, but it's enjoyable. It's deleted scenes. I hope you somewhat got something out tonight. Thank you for being on the show with me. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Anytime.
And I guess we'll see all of y'all in the not too distant future. So take care, everyone. Have a good night.
Worst Superman villain.